Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We think it's the banning of
We are
First Amendment protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh, yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
It's about goddamn time I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that G.J. Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn
You know
anti-corporate
what?
talk.
I'm just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell in the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, this is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, G.J. Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. Nope, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STEM radio fam, they ahead of their time. And that was lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. Hey, Winfrey, you a musical genius, man. They can't paint it like a face is, but if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
Oh, yes, you sons of fucking bitches. Welcome to the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. Yeah. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm very fucked in the mind right now, GJ.
When are you not fucked in the mind?
Yeah, that's a good question, right?
You know, I think you're
It's a
always
fair question.
some at some
Kind of
point,
electronical shit fucking with my head.
There's always, and you know what? It always puts a damper on your mood, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you're always trying to get this fucking done. You're like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I guess some people, they're totally cool with it, and they're like, well, I'll take a break from it, and I'll just go back to it later.
Not me. I want to get it figured out and get it the fuck over with.
Yeah, well, that's it, and that's my thing too, where I'm just like, man, come on, you know, or then it like I said, it fucks my whole mood.
Yeah, it fucks your mind up.
You know, where you're just like, oh man, I can't deal.
Like, I just got to get this done. Because I'm the type that I want the end result. I want to get the fucking thing finished. I want it to work the way I want it to work, and I want to sit back and go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just like, all right, let's get this to do what it's supposed to do. You know? Well, and this is why I don't like, and I've noticed especially happening with electronics, where people don't listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like where you tell them, like for instance, I got this iPad that Bureau of Services for the Blind got for me.
Right.
And the main reason I got it, you know, I had them get it for me was for work because there's an app that works with some of our equipment.
Right.
And so the thing is, they didn't give me any fucking training. They just sent me out the door with the thing. They're just like, oh, here you go. There's an iPad. Oh, you'll play with it a little bit and learn some shit. And, you know, I'm not a play with it guy. You know, I need.
You could have fooled me.
I mean, well, other things I'll play with.
All right, just not the pad.
But that I know what it does already. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas with, you know, like electronic shit, sometimes you need somebody just to show you some basic stuff.
Me, I never had that. I always.
You can play around and didn't.
Yeah, I figured this all out by just fucking with stuff. First pad. I just remember, I think I told you, I got it at Kmart, and it was I went for this little laptop thing that they had at the time, and it broke.
Oh, okay.
I took it back, and they're like, oh, man, all we have is this. I'm like, I don't want this damn fucking thing. What's this? It's a tablet. I don't want a tablet. And here I am running everything off the center. I got to thank Kmart for this.
So Kmart was the beginning?
Inspiration for me, because then I played with the pad a little bit, and I was like, wow, this thing is awesome. I thought, if they had cameras on these things and some other, and once you know it, Year later, they put cameras on them.
And you were thinking, I want a big computer device or whatever the fuck it was you were trying to get.
Yeah, because I thought, wow, this is going to be the next step, and everybody's going to want one of these. And I was thinking ahead of time, and I sat and played with it and tried to start to get it to do things. I was playing music through it. I was trying to move files in it and do shit, that really wasn't built to do at the time. Could do, but wasn't meant to do.
Well, either way, it kind of led you. See, I'm the type of person that's like, I got to know a few basics. Like, I can't start playing. My imagination doesn't stretch that way.
Oh.
It'll stretch in other ways, as you know.
Well, yeah.
But,
I'm disabled little boy with no legs and your mommy breastfeeder.
Right. Or Zoozium.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Shit like that I could do just fine. But sometimes when it comes to electronic shit, my imagination is either, I don't know, it's limited in some ways.
Because a lot of electronics, to be honest with you, is visual.
Yeah, and I guess if you don't see a certain thing, and like if you don't, for me, it's you got to hear it.
Seeing something and messing around with it to just being the audio part of it and having to just touch and feel is a totally different experience, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's totally. Well, I mean, and you kind of described it last week when we were talking about the chat thing.
Yeah.
And you broke it down. It was something that I didn't even articulate. I was like, oh, damn, that explains why I hate that shit so much.
Yeah.
So when you said it, I was like, oh, okay, I see why. Yeah, because I used to have a boss that, wanted me to learn more shit with our database that we had at the time.
Right.
And I was like, well, I don't know how you do that. And she's like, well, just play around with it. And I'm like, I can't. It's beyond my realm of thought.
Right, because you're not even watching on the tablet where it moves from box to box.
Right.
Or a visual to say, okay, this looks like an email to open. This looks like, you're relying on it going in the direction it should and telling you what's setting there.
Right.
And then remembering where it's setting.
Yeah.
So for you, it's a totally different experience for us. And that's why I think over the years when everybody was like, well, hey, I think it's because, you just don't have the tolerance in that. But nobody really ever thought that for you to break out for the word hi, it's going to take you to interrupt every fucking thing you're doing. Us, it pops up to the side. We look at it and think decide whether we want to talk to them or not.
Right, exactly. So you're right. It's a totally different way of doing things that I do. And, it's just like I said, once somebody shows me a few basic things, then I know what to look and listen for. So then I'll be okay. But prior to that, I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck's supposed to happen here. So,
right.
And unless I hear something that's, that's familiar to me, then I'm totally lost. But I guess, now I got this iPad and next week, I'm going up to Carson City and my boss is like, oh yeah, I want you to show us all how the app on the iPad works, and I was like, I'm not very proficient with that right now. And I really don't feel comfortable demonstrating something like that because I really don't know,
Right. I mean, you're going to go up there and look like a fool pretty much is what's going to happen.
That's it. And I was like, I'm not going to look stupid. That's not. And she was like, well, what you could do is just use the touch and the speak commands. I'm like, yeah, but if I don't know what those are.
If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's like, that is a setup for total fucking disaster.
Oh, totally. And that's what I was trying to explain to her.
And then you're really going to get the, oh, well, it's okay. He's blind.
Well, yeah, there you go. And I don't even want it with that. I don't want to be SMJ'd. I don't want to be, but here's the thing. I want to be in there totally proficient and know what I'm doing and talking about. And I kept explaining this to her. Look, I don't feel. So then at one point she goes, well, there's on the shared drive, there's a manual about the app. I think you should read about it. And I told her, I said, again, if I'm not proficient with it, it's going to look like Chinese, because I have no idea what the fuck they're even talking about.
Right.
So anyway, we went back and forth over this shit for a while.
I think I fixed it.
Oh, you got it working, huh?
I think I did.
Oh, pimping. But you know what it reminds me of was when I was first going into college, my dad got me this device called a Type and Speak, which pretty much is a note taker that, it has no screen, but it reads, it's text to speech, just like JAWS is. And, you pretty much it's portable. So, I put phone numbers in it. I took it to class and took notes, and I wrote lyrics in it and shit like that.
Right.
So, but the thing was, when he first got it for me, he's like, yeah, this is going to be a great tool for you, whatever. And it came with a cassette manual to listen to. So I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the tapes, so I listened to the tape. And the guy, it was a very good manual. The guy was going through everything step by step with the manual. All right, now we're going to turn it on. and and then we turn. Excuse me, jeez.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't know. So
You choking on seminal fluid?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, see, I was about to say it myself. So, the guy would be like, all right, we're going to turn the machine on. And then you'd hear it turn on and it would say type and speak ready, so-and-so now open, whatever.
Right.
So then I would try to do that with mine, as I was listening to it on the tape. And it just wasn't doing that. It wasn't saying the same thing that the one on the tape was. So I'm like, you know what? There's something wrong with this. So I'm trying to explain this to my dad, and it's doing all kinds of weird shit, stuff that it wasn't doing on the tape. And my dad is totally shooting me down with it. He was like, no, son, you just got to be patient. You just got to listen to those tapes. You just got to. And I'm like, no, Dad, there's something wrong with this machine. And he's like, no, it's the tapes. If you would just sit down and listen to the tapes and take some time out and blah, 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 blah. So, it was my fault. And this went on for, I would say, 2 months, and at one point I did finally take it with me to college. And he was like, well, make sure you take it. And I'm like, Dad, I can't use it. It's a fucking paperweight, pretty much. And he was like, oh, no, you just got to listen to the tapes. So I finally took it into the Disability Resource Center. And I said, do you know anything about these things? And so she's messing with it. And finally she called up the company who makes it. And she showed them what it was doing over the phone. And the first thing the guy said is, it's defective. You better return it. So here it was, 2 months of this bullshit. I think the warranty had already run out too. So now we had to pay to have it sent back. And I'm telling my dad this, and now he's totally pissed off. God damn it, it's all defective. And you're just like, man, what have I been trying to tell you for fucking 2 months? And it's the same thing. It's like, the parents that don't believe their kids. Oh, you're not seeing fucking ghosts, kid. You're doing drugs is what you're doing. You're watching too many fucking...
You probably were doing drugs. I mean...
Was I?
You do drugs.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So, but, well, or even the younger kids, I'm saying, like, parents that don't believe their kids. Oh, no, son, he that guy doesn't... I'm sure he didn't put his finger in your ass. You imagined
Someone
it.
put their finger in your ass?
No, I'm just saying, there are parents that, like, when the kid says, Daddy, Mr. Johnson touched me funny or something.
They don't believe him.
Yeah, and then they're going, oh, yeah, sure,
Mr.
kid.
Johnson's a good guy.
He goes to church and says, praise Jesus every 5 minutes. Now, don't you fucking talk about Mr. Johnson
and
like
it's just funny, his fingers always smell like little boy ass.
And you know what? Next weekend, he wants you to come over to his house. And I
Yes.
think you should spend the whole weekend
Time
over
with
there.
that poor man. He's going to die soon. He's an old gentleman.
So let him cancer fuck you, okay? So, yeah, it's that shit. I hate that when people will not fucking... And it even happens as an adult, obviously.
Well,
It
happens all the time to people as adults.
Case in point happened to me today at work when I'm trying to explain I'm not proficient with this fucking... Well, it's like you when you deal with your, with the child support shit.
Well, even this. Everybody wants me... I'm trying to make something. I'm trying to recreate, and I tell her, well, I'm working on this. Well, we want it now. Well, if you want it right now, it's going to come out fucked up.
Yeah.
But they want it now,
So you
and then
give
I
it to
do
them.
it, and then it's fucked up a little bit. It's
And they're
not
pissed off at
finished,
you.
and then they're mad at me because it's not working right. And I said, I told you, give me time to perfect this first.
Yeah, and then until they finally see it after a couple months, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, damn. Oh, I didn't realize. Well, you know what? If you didn't realize and you didn't know enough about it,
Then you should have just shut the fuck up, sat back, and let me do what I needed to do and give me the time I needed.
that's the problem, where nobody wants, everybody's, and you see me as an impatient fuck, that I'm impatient.
No, you are.
But yet, I'm impatient within reason, I think. I think some people are just impatient, stupidly impatient.
Yeah.
You
For stuff that's not necessary. Can wait.
Right, exactly. Like when they're just like, oh, well, we want this, and, So, yeah, so it'll be interesting next week when I go up there and, they're going to want me to demonstrate. And I'm like, I can't demonstrate this shit, And,
So are you going to do it?
well, I'm going to talk to her again. I called her. She finally sent me an email and was like, call me. So I called her, but she was on the phone. And so I left I told the other girl to let her know I called, and I didn't hear back from her. So,
Yeah, you're going to look like an ass.
yeah, I'm just like, why
Good luck with that.
why do I get to look stupid?
Yeah, you're going to.
Like, I'm.
Trust me. I'm working with these things. I'm working them for years, and I look stupid at times.
Oh yeah, well, it's.
If you fare better than me, congratulations.
Oh, and I know I won't. I already know I won't, because this
You're
is
going to be nothing but frustrated.
This is a whole new sandwich for me, Well, it's like the same when people keep telling me, learn the iPhone. You're going to love the iPhone. You're going to and I'm like, you know what? I still haven't No, I'm not interested in that. You know, and everybody's pushing it. You know, we've got to learn that thing, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, don't give anybody time to do anything with it. Let's just jump on that bandwagon because you know it can be done, and you know, and then let the guy that's doing it be put under the fucking bus.
Well, and I think the mindset of it too is, hey, you're the blind guy. You should know your blind equipment.
Well, and at the same time, if not, then you get the pity party. So
yeah, exactly. Oh, okay, yeah, it's hard for him. You know, so you can't win either way. You're just like, oh, Jesus Christ. But you know, part of it is too that stodgy Carson City mentality too.
Right.
You know, well, God damn it, why can't she get it to work? Because I can't get it to work. Well, God damn it, why not?
Yeah. You can take a ride on Decatur.
Decatur? That was yours, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that was mine. It was on me.
We can ride on Decatur down some beach.
You know what? I've got an out on that one. I've been fucking all night long.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I can't even talk right today.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
So
at least you can blame it on. At least you can blame it on that.
That's right. Instead of blaming it on the rain, I'm blaming it on my dick pain.
Blame it on my fuck. So, I wish I could be fucking all night long, but hey, such is life.
You know what though? To be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that ever again.
Yeah, well,
a while ago. Remember we talked about being broken? It was mental. I thought it was physical. It was fucking mental.
All mental shit.
Yeah, and that fucks you up. Yeah. It really does. You don't realize what mental can fucking do to you.
Oh yeah. No, mental is just as bad.
And just like we're talking about now, you're going to be heading out there. It's going to be more fucking. It's going to fuck you up more. The mental part of when it's not acting right and you're feeling like an idiot trying to make it work, and then if it's not working right more because now you're already frustrated, you'll be fucking totally exhausted and drained by the end of that fucking trip.
I've been there.
Yeah.
You know, I've been there, no doubt. So, you know, where you feel like, damn, what's wrong with me? You know, there must be shit wrong with me.
Yeah, that's what you think.
So, I mean, we've all had our moments, I think, where, you know, our dicks just didn't do what we wanted them to, you know, and of course, well, there's another situation. You know, you're hoping that the chick listens to you. You know, if not, they're assuming other weird things about you. Oh, he must be on drugs, or he must be gay, or he must be, you know, and you know all that shit's going through their mind.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you're like, oh my God, they think this. They think, not that I give that much of a shit what somebody thinks, but at the same time, if you're trying to have sex with somebody, you know, it kind of ruins the whole mood at that point.
Yep.
Although then, too, you've had those chicks that don't give you a hard on, they still keep coming back.
Yeah, I've had those.
You know, well, that's what I get all my life. That's the story of my life. You know, that's what I think the story of my life's going to be, is going to be, you know, women that I don't want showing interest in me, and the ones I do want, I'll never get a chance to be with. You know, because that's how it always is. I got a text from this other chick. I think I talked about her this is, God, probably 2 years ago. She kept messaging me on Facebook. Somebody I went to camp with way back in the day, who apparently must have had a major crush on me, and has maintained this major crush 20-something years later. And matter of fact, I got her on my phone as obsessed bitch. And you know, at one point a couple years ago, she kept messaging me on Facebook, and she would do the dumb chat shit. You know, hi, hello, you know, and I would just be like, oh God, you know. So finally one day she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, just sitting around here chilling. She was like, oh yeah, I'm just playing with my new iPhone. Do you text? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you want to text? I'm like, okay, what are we in fucking 10th grade here? So I'm like, yeah, sure. So I give her my phone number and everything. She's like, so what are you up to? So I had to make up some shit back. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go out with this girl that I've been seeing for a little while. So anyway, I've tried to since dump her onto Sluggo, because Sluggo's really liked her. And so I was like, here, man, here's her number, you know.
So you think it'll work?
Well, the thing is, I don't think she's really into Sluggo, because yesterday, because he's been talking.
You got to learn. You can't, if a woman's into you, you can't dump her onto your buddy. It doesn't work. The only way you can get her to fuck your buddy is go out with her and then piss her off. Then she'll go to your buddy just to piss you off.
And I'd be happy. Meanwhile, I'll be like, good, mission accomplished.
But then she may still come back for you.
Yeah, see, that's what always happens. The wrong ones. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. When I always say the wrong bitches, this is what I mean. You know, and it's real. This
Yeah, it's real.
This is what goes on with me. I mean, I think this is my prophecy. You know, all that shit that Jane was talking last night about, you know, oh, if you want it, it's out there in the law of attraction in a can. You know, I mean, Jane's definitely got some good ideas, but I don't think she's always fully accurate, you know, all the time.
Right.
So
I don't know anybody that really truly is, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, there's maybe some more than others or something. I don't know.
Right. So, you know, anyway, here it was. I get a text about 5 o'clock from this chick. I haven't heard from her in like 2 years. How are you? I'm like, oh my God. So I text her back. I'm like, I'm good. Just going out to dinner with a girlfriend. And which was kind of true. I mean, I was going out to eat with Cockatiel. Whoa,
what the hell is that?
I don't know. Some other shit talking. So I was like, yeah, just going out to dinner with a girlfriend. She was like, well, that's cool. And then I didn't hear from her. So I'm like, oh, I probably just crushed her whole fucking world. So then I text her back and I'm like, hey, I was like, so I hear you've been talking with Sluggo. And she was like, yeah, we're talking. And I'm like, that's cool. How's that going? And she's like, it's okay. You know, and I'm like, then she's talking about she wants to come down here at some point. And she's like, it would be good to see you again. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, where are you going to stay? And she was like, I don't know yet. And I was like, well, you know, Sluggo's got his own place.
Oh, wow. So where's she coming in from?
Bakersfield, California.
So she wants to come out here and stay. You just bring her out, introduce him, bring her on his show, act like a total munch. You know, do shit like that. And then make sure he's around.
Maybe what I'm thinking.
Trying to spin her off. Get your dick sucked first.
Maybe.
Toss her to the side. She'll be really pissed.
Maybe me and Sluggo should just fucking toss off in her face.
That's what I'm saying. And
you know,
treat her
like
like
a bitch.
Yeah,
know,
and you may
total nut bucket.
You may just, you know, she'll either love you more.
That's what I'm afraid
or
of.
hate your guts for life.
And that never happens that way. The ones when I do it, you know, hoping that they'll hate me for it,
right?
Always wind up loving me more. That was great. I love that abuse. Let's do it again. You know, and then the ones you want to treat well, you know, they're like, you're not abusive enough. You know, you haven't fucked my friends. You haven't beat me up. You haven't kicked me out after sex.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to try to get us back on track a little bit so we're over. So keep your fingers crossed right now that this works.
Okay, here they are.
Ready?
Cross them.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, bitches.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money. You can talk to me, you can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul.
I love you. You are my girl.
Hip-hop bangers like. Hip-hop bangers like.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks, life.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic light, you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
speech
are
First Amendment protection
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Welcome back to the STIM Radio Show. Here's Maxwell Silverhammer.
Yes, bitches. Welcome back. That is a nice little touch, man.
Yeah, cool, huh?
I dig that. So here was something interesting. Talk about people from the past coming back that you didn't necessarily want coming back. I was getting on paratransit this morning, and there's somebody on there with a Walkman on, or whatever, an iPod or
pad.
They're listening to music, somewhere. So I sit down and I'm riding, and everything, and we're going. All of a sudden, from the seat to my left, I hear, "What's up, Max?" And I'm like, then I realized who it was. It was that guy. Remember that Havander guy?
Havander.
The one that was supposed to I'll help you get a new phone.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
And so I think, and I was like, "Hey, man, well, how'd you know I was here?" And he was like, "I heard your voice." And I'm thinking, oh, so it took him a little while before he decided he wanted to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was playing it over in his mind, like, this could be ugly. Should I be cool? Should I be an asshole? So, once we started talking, we had a decent conversation. But I think both of us kind of know the friendship's a little fractured now. You know what I mean? So, and of course he did tell me, he was like, "Yeah, my mom passed last year, man." And I'm like, oh shit, man, that's fucked up. Sorry to hear it.
And how'd you feel about that, Tim?
Yeah, I didn't remember before. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
But yeah, it was just kind of a thing. When somebody hangs me out high and dry, I'm just kind of like, fuck you, because for me, I don't like flaky people. It's always been a thing with me. It's flake a hater on mines.
Flake a hater.
Yeah. So, but it's just kind of funny, like running into somebody that, and that you see them kind of playing through it in their mind, like, do I even want to engage this motherfucker? Or how do we want to do this?
How do you want to play this game?
But I haven't ridden with him before. I don't think we've ever ridden together on paratransit. So it's kind of funny that here it was. Now we run across each other. So it's pretty interesting, man. Surprised you guys didn't pick that up yesterday. Speaking of that, man, I was going to ask you for some clarification.
On what?
Well, there was a few things like, that you had said last night and, that you guys were talking about. And I'm like, wait, and it's not necessarily rebuttals. It's not one of my, hey, man, I thought about
coming back.
Yeah, I thought what you said, man. I thought a little more. And, here's something I didn't think of that I should have said last night. But, this is more just kind of like, wonder what that meant. So, like, when you said, well, you had made some comment about no girl's perfect or something like that. And so were you saying that I should settle, or what was your thing there?
No, I wasn't saying you should settle. I'm just saying that no matter what, even me and Danielle are perfect for one another, but the situation's never always perfect.
Oh, well, I know that.
So it's just one of those deals. No, I'm not saying never settle.
Okay.
I'm just saying, something that everybody realizes and knows, but sometimes you just forget that no matter what, it's going to be fucked up.
Yeah, it's true. So, well, and I know that, but obviously if you love somebody enough, you're going to deal with that fucked up situation.
Right. You try your best to deal with it. And sometimes it doesn't mean you do. Man. Sometimes you go separate ways. It's what you can. Everything I've always said, and it comes down to toleration. Bottom line, that's of everything.
Yeah, what you're willing to take.
It's what you're willing to handle. What you can handle, what you can take. Toleration of what it is. I've known two people to be together forever, and all they did was pretty much hate each other, but they loved to hate each other.
What if you're Mr. Zero Tolerance?
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
Could be. Maybe I'm Mr. Zero Tolerance.
I don't know. You seem to deal with,
it's just everything comes down to toleration, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think you're right. So it just depends. So that's where you're going with that, in other words.
Yeah.
Why do you think that I'm too intolerant of everybody's situations? Or?
No, it's just what you can tolerate. Bottom line.
Yeah. Well,
because you could have the world's best fucking woman, but a situation that she has in her life is what you can't handle.
Oh yeah. Well, it just depends on the situation too.
Exactly right.
You know.
I mean, like this. I've got a lot of thinking to do, and me and her, we've got time together, but our time is now even going to be cut up more because she's going to be deployed in less than a year. And now she's going to go out for months on end training and stuff. I'm not going to. So really, the next year and a half or more, I'm really not going to see her.
Yeah.
She's not going to come back until 2017.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, and she goes, what is it, in December of this year?
She's going in December, and she won't be back until the following year, into that year, which will be 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that's a lot on a new relationship.
Yeah. That's well, by then it won't be so new though. I mean, you guys kind of got to know each other.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing is now. But even this period that we have up until then is going to be cut into little chunks, because she still has to do her regular, where she goes out and does her training every other weekend or whatever it is.
That's true.
And now she has to also go for special training. And one of the things is going to be in Reno for a month, and the other one's going to be another 2 months somewhere else. And then she has to do a regular. So our time is really going to be cut into mostly her preparing to be gone for the whole time.
Man.
Yeah. So So even when you get what you want and really always wanted, there's always something to it that fucks with you.
Oh, and I know that. Obviously that's a given. I mean, shit, I wouldn't be doing this whole, most women, if they'd have been, if I had been dealing with what I was dealing with Tootsie Toes, I'd have been like, goodbye. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't be dealing with that, but because I'm interested in that person, I'm like, all right, well, let's see where it goes, And
so, yeah, what do you do?
Yeah. So you kind of ride with it, man. So, okay, I see what you're saying there. I just, like I said, I wanted some clarification.
Yeah.
Or what was the thing, too, you were saying I was needy? What was the needy thing?
Excuse me. The needy part was that the fact that you just are like me. You want that thing, but you just don't know how to go about getting it. You need the relationship. You want the relationship.
Oh, and, yeah.
You want that. You have this needy part to you that's like, hey, man, I need, but the needy part gets overridden with, I'm not going to tolerate this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, but can you blame me? Shit.
No, I'm not saying that I can, but I'm just saying it just gets overridden with, I'm not going to. So for you, it's an internal conflict.
Yeah. Well, I think that for anybody else like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, until you decide what it is you truly, truly want, because knowing that no matter what you're going to do is going to be fucked up.
Right.
It's just really what you're going to want in the end of everything.
Yeah. Well, and, maybe it may be. I may want, I may say one thing or feel one way,
fall in love with somebody and totally change your mind.
That or the vice versa, where I might just be like, you know what, I like this fucking freedom too much, and it takes someone special to be with me, kind of thing, or whatever. So just whatever. Well, and like Cruise Control said, a lot of women can't hang.
Yeah. And that's. And maybe you can't. It could be the fact that you can't hang. Like I said, it could be the perfect girl for you, but there's one set thing that you just can't do.
Right. That I'm just like,
that you're like, wow, this woman isn't perfect for me in every fucking way, except for this one big motherfucking alligator in the middle of the goddamn room ready to snap my dick off when I walk by her.
Right. Exactly. Well, see, there. Well, and those are. But those things will keep me from that person.
No, you wouldn't know. I mean, it was like, I didn't know with Danielle this was going to happen. She didn't know.
Yeah.
We just got together. We fell in love. We really, truly care for one another and would do anything for one another. But then this pops up. So what do? Now you've got, what do? You walk away? Do you say, well, look, I don't know. How am I going to feel after all this time not seeing you, these times in and out, not seeing you for months on end, and then all of a sudden now you're gone for a year and a half on top of this almost. How do you just jump right back in, and how do you feel about the whole thing?
Right, or do you lose the spark?
Yeah, when they come back, do you feel like strangers towards one another?
Yeah, and it can happen.
And you have to restart over? Is it something that restarting over is doable?
Wow, man. So many things.
Yeah.
So many things to fuck with,
Yeah, and not saying it's just on my end. How do I know on her end it wouldn't be that way?
Man.
She may come back and everything's totally changed for her. Her outlook on everything's different, Not saying she won't love me, but she could come back and say, look, we really haven't seen each other, I kind of fell out of...
You guys can lose it. That can happen, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can fall out of love. You might just be like, you're like, man, or you could meet somebody else so that you'd be like, sorry, this person kind of.
Yeah, you just don't know. I mean, I wouldn't see that happening on my end, but then again, you
never
don't
know.
fucking know.
Yeah.
I've said a lot of things in my life that I never thought would happen that has happened.
Yeah.
And she could find somebody there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe she would. I don't believe I would, but there is that possibility.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of shit to think about, man.
Yeah. So now you get into a relationship, something you wanted. I finally have somebody that I really, truly wanted. And now this comes up. Why couldn't it have just been, fuck it. We're together. We get to move on. We do what we're going to do from here on out. We build as a family. We build as a unit. We blah, blah, blah. No, we can't do that.
Yeah, shit's never the fuck easy.
No.
Well, it seems like I guess it's only easy if you settle. And I find more people doing settling, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of going with whatever comes their way. And then they're not happy and they're bullshit and, that kind of stuff.
Sounds like somebody's here.
Yeah, I thought I heard movement too.
Hang on a second. Let me go check. Make sure it's not a burglar.
Yeah.
Out here stealing things.
It could be. Or a paratransit driver that's way the fuck early. So, yeah, I know there's all these little variables you have to deal with. And is it, like you say, is it something you're willing to tolerate? You're willing to put up with? And, I hope that's food out there. But, yeah, I don't know. And then everybody always tells you, oh, there's someone out there for you. Not necessarily, It's like, when people say, well, you're going to be, that's like saying you're going to be rich. Not everybody's going to be rich. Sorry, folks. Yes, it's great. Everybody would like to be rich, but not everybody gets that. Hell, not everybody has a radio show, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that wish they did. So, that's evident when I run across people because then they're, always asking me questions about the show, and, you could tell that's something they wish they could do but can't do. So, in this instance, maybe that's my thing. Maybe I'm just meant to be a single guy. That's just how it is. So, and I don't know if I'd be all right with that, but I'm, hey, what are you going to do, man? You have the cards, you play them. So you put them in front of me. I have no choice but to play, right? So anyway, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I tend to think that, that's my personal prediction that it will never materialize like that. And most psychics I've had read me have said the same thing. The ones that are being truthful, will tell me, yeah, I don't see, you settling down anytime soon, and, it's just the way things work for me. It's, God's got other things for me to do, I guess, apparently. So we'll see. You don't fucking know. It's just life. You got to just ride the goddamn wave. That's just how it is. God has whatever shit for you, and you're just going to have to, ride with it as you see fit. So, but anyway, that's a kind of a depressing fucking subject. But hey, that's all right. I accept that, that I'll probably never have anybody. But, then people will, but what I don't like is people lying to me. Oh, there's someone for you out there. Don't feed me bullshit. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, man. Just tell me the truth. Tell me what's really going on. I got more respect for somebody who's honest and tells me what's really happening than someone who makes up some bullshit and is just like, well, there is someone for you out there. You're a great catch. You just gotta believe in yourself. Yeah. It's like, man, dude, come on. I'm not a 3-year-old. Don't appease me. That's the thing that bothers me. Is when somebody tries that, if there's something at the top of my fucking shit I hate list, is people trying to appease you, tell you shit that's not true or tell you things that aren't real just to make you happy. Don't tell me you put the, I remember when I was little and my mom was out cutting the lawn and she had one of those weed eaters and I was about 3 years old and I'm like, Mom, I want to help. And, of course, I wanted to help hold the weed eater and everything. Well, it's a fucking weed eater. So, and I'm a 3-year-old. So that's a little bit difficult. So my mom turns the weed eater off and says, here, I've got the weed eater on low. And I knew right away. I got pissed. I was like, no, I knew it was all bullshit. But that's the thing. I can tell when somebody's trying to appease me and tell me some shit that's not true. So don't put the weed eater on low. Just tell me the fucking truth. I'd rather you tell me the truth and be honest with me, even if I don't like the truth. At least I know what's going on. At least I know what to expect. So, don't bullshit me. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'd rather somebody just tell me, what's really going on. Hey man, you probably never meet somebody, and I'm totally, I can't say I love that or that's what I want, but hey, that's just how it is, and and of course, if I do meet somebody who falls for me, it's probably going to be somebody who's a tard or somebody who's a low self-esteem bitch, and that's usually what I end up with anyway. That's usually what I attract. I don't know why, and people can say, "Well, it's the law of attraction, and what you're putting out is the energy that you're getting." Dude, no, it's just the way shit was designed for me. It's the way your life works. You lived in your body for so many years. You kind of know the patterns that come up. You kind of know when to spot things and when they're happening. So, all that what you put out is what you're going to get back. That's all a bunch of bullshit. Sorry. I don't believe it. I believe in the tooth fairy before I believe in that. So, I don't know, man. I'm a realist. I've always been a realist. And, I don't like being bullshitted. It's kind of the same way Jerkman, doesn't want people going, "Oh, they're not fucking chemtrails. You're just making that up." It's like, motherfucker, I know what's going on. Come on, dude. I'm awake. If I didn't have a pulse or I wasn't breathing, that'd be one thing. But since I am breathing and I do have a pulse, then, and I'm aware of what's going on around me, quite aware, which that's the thing too. I see a lot of people that just are not fucking awake. They're not alert, and they just kind of walk around in a daze. They just kind of float. They're like human farts. And they're just like, yeah, we're just kind of here, just kind of existing. It's like, shit, dude. If you only live once and that's true, you're not living, in my opinion. Because and so many people are just so not aware of what's happening around them or what's going on, and they'd rather, lie to themselves and make up shit and, "Oh, well, no, that's not true. That's not really a chemtrail. That's a moonbeam is what that is. Yeah, it's something that's a cloud cover from the moonbeam." And, it's like, dude, really? Do you believe all that shit? Which I don't. But I don't know, man. It's almost like, but, it goes back to what I always say. We're the drug addict generation. We want happy all the time. We always want cookies and dessert. There's never any such thing as discomfort or bad thoughts or things that aren't possible. Somebody tells you, that's another one I hate. Everything is possible. Bullshit. No, not everything is possible. So for those of you out there that think that everything is possible, actually, I think probably in most cases, certain shit just isn't possible for certain people. And it just, like I said, it just depends on the kind of person you are. Your patterns after a while. Like I said, I've been in my body for almost 40 years, so I think I know what to expect and what works and what does not work. And, like Jerkman, you think that there's the thing out there called chemtrails, and, you need to stop that.
Well, yeah, people tell me that all the time, and maybe they need to stop it. I won't have to talk about it any longer.
Well, like what I was saying, everybody wants happy all the time.
Yeah, and it's impossible to be happy all the time.
Yeah, well, but,
be nice.
In their world. But, I was just saying earlier that I hate when people try to appease
me. But, I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't know if it'd be nice for happy all the time. I think you would get bored.
I think you would, too.
I think you would get bored and make evil.
Yeah, you would, just because you'd be so bored.
Just because you'd be so bored.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like, I don't like being appeased. There's a thing that sets me. Now, that's something I was kind of going into earlier. How you guys pointed out that, I don't like no. You remember as a kid, I never liked no. Well, I also didn't like being appeased. I didn't like being lied to. Being told, "Oh, okay, well, the example I used was, my mom was outside using a weed eater, cutting the lawn, and I was like, I want to help. I was about 3 or something. So she's like, well, hold on. And she turns the weed eater off and then tells me, okay, we got the weed eater on low now. And I'm like, oh, bullshit. Don't fucking lie to me. So that's the thing. I can kind of tell when somebody's attempting to appease me. And I'd rather you not. I'd rather somebody just be honest.
And you felt stupid about it.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel like a dumbass.
Yeah, like you're a child and you can't, you can't deal with the truth.
What pisses me off the most is when I'm ready to start. Oh, damn it. I can't talk about it right now.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
Radio.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, we got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt.
Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul.
I love you. You are my girl.
Hip-hop bangers like. Hip-hop bangers like.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks, life.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
free speech.
are
First Amendment protection
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Here he is, back to tickle you in the spot you love it, Maxwell Silverhammer.
Yes, bitches. Welcome back to the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. Hour 2, segment 3. So I got a little SMJ.
Now, give me a minute to bring that one up.
Okay, that's fine. I want to say there was something else that happened. Oh, yeah, and there were... Actually, I got 2 SMJs.
You do?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, let's
Did
see
we get
what
it? Yeah, look at
we
that.
got it. Here we go. Do it.
He's blind, his eyes don't work, and they have no feelings.
Hey!
But he's still...
Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from danger.
Gotta save his ass.
Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from strangers.
Carl hit him or something.
All right, so this one, I'm going to tell you the cockatiel one first, because
Okay.
this was actually pretty funny. So last night we were going to go see Vect doing some stand-up, which I'll talk about that in a minute, too.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're going to go see Vect, do his stand-up thing. And,
Do his thing.
And we really weren't sure when he was going on. When he texted me, he said 8 o'clock. So I figured, he said it was an open mic thing. So I figured, well, he probably isn't going to go on when he said he's going to go on. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, man, why don't you text me when you're going on? So if...
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, if, this way we can sort of gauge it. So if we haven't heard from you by 9, we can still get up there and watch it. So as we're leaving, Cockatiel goes, you don't want your cane? And I'm like, why would I need my cane? And she's like, well, I'm not going in the men's room. And I'm like,
what?
Why would you need to go in? It's a bathroom. I think I could find my way around a fucking bathroom just fine. And then she says to me, well, when you go in there, give me your wallet.
What?
And I said, well, why would I
So no one pickpockets you?
Yeah, I said, why?
Oh, my God.
And she was like, well, I wouldn't want somebody taking your money from you. And I'm like...
Because you wouldn't know someone feeling your ass up, huh?
Well, not only that, but I put my wallet in my front pocket.
Yeah.
So I put my hand on it. You know what I'm saying? So, good luck trying to reach your hand there, right by my balls. So, yeah, I was goofing on her for that.
She's trying to protect you.
It's kind of funny,
You do need it.
For somebody, in some ways, she seems hip. She's like, I don't treat you different. But then in other ways, sometimes she does. You know what I'm saying?
She treats you different.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how you get people to do that, sometimes. Hey, even G Motors is guilty of it sometimes. That we find.
Shh, he might be listening.
Oh, that's why I did it. Actually, he's gotten better, but there have been times, remember for a while he was very SMJ conscious.
Because he was so worried about giving you an SMJ, he was doing it left and right.
Like, oh man, I don't want to make fun of me in the air. God damn it! And then he did it so much he'd get himself worked up to the point that he would do an SMJ. So yeah, that was the story with that one. Then the second one was I was at my dentist's office yesterday, and I'm sitting out there, and I told them, I said, yeah, my ride doesn't come till 2:30, so we've got some time. So I'm sitting there, and the girl walks out later, and she's like, Max, do you have a ride? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna sit there and go, no. I was just depending on the grace of Jesus.
I'm so frightened right now.
That I would get home somehow.
I'm so happy. Thank the gods above that you came by.
Right. Yeah. Like I wouldn't have set up my own ride to get home. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, well, do I need to call anyone? Oh, thank you. Again, thank you and the Jesus and all that shit. Because otherwise you hadn't come along. I was going to be like, who's going to call my ride for me? Who's going to call my ride? When I'm at the dentist.
Who's gonna call my ride tonight?
Right. People always do that all the time. Do I need to call someone?
Who will drive me?
Like, do you need to call someone? Well, no. And if
you couldn't have a phone, you couldn't operate it.
No, I can't see where the buttons are. Jesus.
Well, and Jesus can't even help. Well, he could, but he left you for the. You're vulture
pooed.
You're vulture pooed.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's always funny. Like when I go to speaking events, I get that shit a lot. When they're like, "Well, do we need to call someone for you?" Yeah. Well, call my
doctor. I think I'm dying.
Call my tard squad.
Yeah.
Well, they come and get me.
Elizabeth, I'm coming.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
Grab your heart.
Yeah. Reach for my chest. So, or just the mindset that they think the paratransit some kind of limo or something. Like, as soon as you call them, they'll come get you. And I guess that's the mindset. It's the entitlement, where, well, you have the right to have a bus at your fucking beck and call, man.
And you don't. That's what concerns me.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I'm afraid, my friend, you will someday no longer be here because what's going to happen is you are going to walk somewhere. Yeah. You're going to get in a car with somebody. They're not going to watch you. You're going to get out, wander around.
I know.
You're going to wander into a bathroom. When you wander into this bathroom, they're going to pickpocket your thing.
Oh, man.
And when you bend down to realize you've been pickpocketed, you're not going to hit your head on the toilet. You're going to fall backwards. And at that point, some homeless man is going to drag you out into a back alley and ass rape you.
Of course. You got to have the ass rape in there somewhere. Would that be at the toolbox by chance?
Yes, it would be. After your teeth have been knocked out from the urinal.
By the way, this place where Vecht was last night was pretty toolboxy, by the way. It was, not that it was a gay bar or anything, but it was very, very divey. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And there were some pretty questionable people in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a lot of like trailer trash and like there's one, and some of the comedians, I don't know if they really thought they were good or that they had a chance. Because like there was one guy who got up there who, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. It none of it made sense. As a matter of fact, this guy in the audience was like,
he was trying to be a comedian, or
yeah, apparently he was like, yeah, man. And I went up there and there was this,
really, does Vecht have what it takes?
Vecht was good.
All right.
Vecht was good. Vecht actually had good jokes. He was one of the few that were actually good. And he was.
But I mean, does he have what it takes to really be a comedian?
Maybe in those settings, in those kind of bar setting, I thought his jokes were funny, but I don't know if he's necessarily Comedy Central
funny
material. Like somebody that has you. He's no Robin Williams. Let's put it that way.
Is he as funny as we are?
He's pretty damn close.
Oh,
pretty
cool.
damn close. Well, like he was talking about that farmers. You ever seen that commercial for farmers.com? That website for people that are farmers and country people. Never seen that ad?
I don't know if I've seen that one or not.
Maybe you haven't. But it's another dating site for people that are farmer folk. And he's like,
"Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it."
Yeah, he was like, "What the fuck would they be on there for?" He's like, "Those people are fucking animals. They don't care about meeting." And he was like, "And most of them, all the girls look hot on there." He's like, they're not. They look nothing like that. They're missing teeth and all kinds of other shit." So yeah, he was pretty funny. Actually, he had some good jokes. But there was a few people that got up there, like this one guy who was just rambling about. I don't even know what his story was about. Something about he went up there and he was on his motorcycle, and somehow later in the story a car came in there. And matter of fact, this guy in the audience was like, "Wait a minute, man. So you say your car and your motorcycle was there at this situation?" Like, well, you kind of fucked up. Or then I saw like some people were giving people pointers. Like, "Hey, man, maybe if you said it this way, that would have made it funnier."
The crowd was doing it?
The crowd was doing this shit while they were on stage.
Okay, if you're doing that, then get the fuck off stage.
Oh, yeah. No, there were some pretty bad ones up there. And some of them were giving them pointers. Like, the guy would say something, and then nobody would laugh. So then, might be some guy in the audience that would say, "Hey, maybe if you said it this way and made the punchline like this, then it probably would have been funnier." And he'd like, "Yeah, I guess I'll have to try that next time. Thanks." So... yeah, there was some interesting people there, and some that were pretty fucking smashed. Then
they probably thought they were the funniest.
Oh, I bet you they did. Man, I got up there, man. I did my thing. I was like that guy.
I was so fucking funny. Everybody was laughing at me.
I'll tell you what, man. I told that story about me getting in the fight with the motorcycle in the car, and
they both were there, and someone was heckling me, and I handled the way it should.
They always heckle because they like you. That's what I mean.
They were like, "You say a car and a motorcycle there at the same time?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
It was because people were laughing.
That's how it was. I mean, and I thought I was pretty good, man. I thought I'm ready. I'm ready for comic review.
Are you ready? I'm ready, sir.
Let's do comic review together.
Okay, I'm gonna try this.
Okay.
Is there a joke out on you?
Okay.
All right. It's a penguin and a polar bear.
Yeah.
They're in Alaska. The polar bear said, "I'm fucking cold." and the penguin says,
"Sorry."
Yeah. I see you got ice cubes.
Oh, that's good. I like that one.
God, I got so many of them.
Okay, I got a joke for you. There's a black guy.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Did you ever have one of those burps that brings your food back
Oh,
up?
all the time.
Okay, I'm ready.
So anyway, there's a guy. There's a black guy.
A black guy?
And there's a white guy.
So are they mixed together, or they're just two people?
They're just walking down the street, and the white guy says to the black guy, "Hey, did you know that I..."
Is this the white guy and the black guy?
Yeah, and the white guy says to the black guy, no. Maybe it's the black guy says to the white guy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the black guy says to the white guy.
I'm confused. Okay.
"Hey, you know my dick is bigger than yours."
Okay.
And so the white guy says, "Yeah? Well, let's prove it right now." So they both pull their dicks out, and they get arrested.
Oh, that shit's funny.
I told you, man. We got what it takes. Yeah, that's kind of shit. And then let me see, what were some other high points?
There were high points
of the show. Well, those were the high points, the shit that was bad. And it seemed like Vex was kind of stalling to go up. Actually, it was kind of weird. So, although I think he was kind of fucked up too. He seemed a little bit. But yeah, but
probably drinking some.
But once he got up there, I mean, he did okay. I thought he did pretty good. He did better than a lot of the other comedians. And what was the other? Then there was this gimp motherfucker who gets up there, and he's kind of like a stoner. This guy probably was in a motorcycle accident or a drunk.
Thanks. Yeah, that's nice.
Or a DU, no, but I think it was a DUI, like alcohol related or drug related or some shit like that. Because he was like something. He had a prosthetic leg or something, and
prosthetic leg.
And he had all these jokes about prosthetics, and
so he used his disability as a funny way of getting to the audience.
I guess so. That and
did you ever go up and use a lot of blind jokes?
Actually, I did when I did my stand up.
How'd they go over?
Some went over real good.
So anybody see him coming? I got a couple other ones.
That was a good one. Then the one guy that was up there, he was really bad. He was like, I got this one. He was looking through like a book. He actually had like a book.
A joke book?
Well, book that he had written,
so
sort
he
of like
could remind himself of his own jokes.
a notebook. Yeah, he's like, let me see. I got this one
Okay,
here.
let me see. Should I use the llama? No, the llama didn't go very well.
This one was pretty good.
I think I'll use this one. This is the one about the lizard and the testicle. Yeah, that's the one.
And it was really dry too. It was just like, and then so I'm one of those guys.
But this is just an open mic, right? Give everybody a chance to become or see if they can.
Yeah. I mean, this was nothing major. I mean, there was nothing, no big promoters in the audience or anything.
Right.
So, if you just wanted to get up and be stupid, it would have been okay. So maybe that's what some of these guys' intentions were.
I mean, that's what karaoke is, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I think some of those people, in their heart, they really feel they're fucking great.
Well, I'm sure they do, because, I mean, look at some of those people that do karaoke. They think they're the fucking...
Yeah, look at fucking Four-Wheeling Bob, man.
They think that they are rocking the fucking place.
I mean, damn. That dude gets up several times and sings all off-key, and he's got to know he sucks, though.
I don't know. He may think he's very good.
Hey, man, I'm good, man. Four-Wheeling Bob.
You got to check me.
Although, you know what? I think I get more out of watching bad comics, bad open mic shit, as opposed to bad karaoke. Because I think bad karaoke is it's really difficult to listen to sometimes. What are you adjusting over there, man?
I just was talking in the middle of something and saw a name pop up. I'm seeing if this is who I think it is.
Yeah.
It might not be, but it may be.
Somebody calling in?
Oh, my God. It is.
Uh-oh.
Cecilia.
Huh?
Cecilia.
Oh.
Commented on one of my things.
No shit.
Yeah.
Is she on your Facebook or no?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow.
What'd she say?
Oh, she just liked one of my things, but I have not seen her in forever.
You sure it's her?
It's her. She's got a picture of her right here.
Huh.
That's why I kind of stopped mid-sentence, because I saw the word Cecilia. I thought, wait a minute. I don't have any Cecilia. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. Is that her?
I thought she hadn't added you on Facebook for some reason.
I thought so, too, because I never seen her. So I got 2,000, almost 3,000 people. I don't go through them all and look.
You're not tripping like who's adding you and who's doing what. Right. And, that's funny. So she'd be watching all the crazy shit that we're doing.
Yeah, so there she is. Her 2 daughters, and yeah.
Wow. That's funny.
That's weird, isn't it? We're talking this shit, and all of a sudden, talking about people from the past and that, and all
they
of a sudden
pop the fuck up, man.
I have not seen nothing from her forever.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know she was on your friends list. As a matter of fact,
I didn't think she was either.
I think I even asked you, and you said, "Oh no, man, I don't think she's on my friends list."
Maybe she added me back, and I just never really paid attention and pushed OK.
Oh, that's strange. Strange. Well, okay,
that's different.
And it's when we go off the air, I'll ask you the last name to make sure.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking.
Okay, I'll tell you what. What's it begin with?
An R.
Yep.
Oh, that's the one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Well, that's weird because, well, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, because it doesn't say that you're a mutual friend. But.
Yeah.
Strange.
Very weird.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to say about that one there, brother man.
Love comes in mysterious ways.
Oh, I doubt that.
So do I.
I doubt that in that case, man. But the fact that they're popping up there is weird. Like, huh?
Well, it just threw me off. That was all.
That would have thrown me off too. When you said the name, I was like,
yeah.
That's why I said, you sure it's the right one? And it's like a double last name, right? It's like 2 last names.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, it's the same person. Well, okay.
That threw us off track, didn't
yeah,
it?
that totally fucking threw
Well,
it
you
off.
heard me. I stopped in mid-fucking sentence.
Yeah, well, that's because I didn't think she was on your friends list.
I didn't think so either. That's what threw me the fuck off.
Wow, okay. Well, so maybe she's watching us, or maybe,
Maybe.
Who the fuck knows?
She pushed like on, let me see what it was again here. Let me check.
Yeah, what did you throw up there?
She pushed like on, look how dumbed down we have become.
Oh, wow. That doesn't seem like something she would be really into.
No, she was always into that kind of, like dummies and shit like that, because I talked to her before,
No, not really. I mean, it seemed like she was more into the, heal the world, Well,
I mean, there was a bunch of people standing under a fucking 747 coming down. Did they touch the wheels? they didn't clear out of the way. They were so amazed they even touched the wheels that was landing over top the beach. So, I mean, that is just pure fucking stupidity.
Well,
you
yeah.
see a 740 fucking 7 coming your way,
get
and
the
you
fuck
can
out of
touch
the
the
way.
tires, you run for your fucking life.
Yeah.
You don't stand there and go, oh, it did. I can touch the tire.
This is pretty fucking cool. Yeah, maybe she added you at some point. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention if she did.
That's weird. Or did you share it on somebody else's shit?
No, it's on my page.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Or you probably shared someone else's photo, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's you know
But
what?
no, it was a blank on mine. She clicked on mine to like it.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
And someone had actually, I put up, we were going live. They said, wishing us a good night. Great concept for entertainment. Thank you so much. Job well done.
Who was that?
His name is Robin Campbell.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Robin.
Yeah, he's from Florida.
Dopeness, man.
Yeah.
So, hope you're enjoying this. I don't know
Apparently
what you're
so.
enjoying. But, so where were we, man? Stand-up comedians?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, I just never... You know, it's easier to watch bad comedians, I think, because it's funny to just watch them eat shit, as opposed to, like, you know, someone who sings and
Seasoned
sucks.
in that.
Yeah, well, or someone
you know what you're saying, yeah.
like bad singers, you know. Where it's
Bad
just like,
singing is bad to your ears.
Yeah, it actually
Someone telling a
hurts.
fucked up joke, you can at least go, oh, okay, that wasn't funny.
Like, oh, come on, dude, you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But when you're hearing someone going, oh, yeah, you're like, oh my God, stop.
All off key,
Yeah.
and you're just like, man, come on.
Your
dude.
head starts to fucking hurt.
Yeah, been there. We've been there several times when we've gone to Champagne's and other places.
Yes, we have.
So, but yeah, doing the and I know Cockatiel was like, you could do this. I'm like, I have done this.
So
You
she
know.
wanted you to get up there?
She was like, you should get up
She
there.
was prompting you to get up and do some stand-up.
Yeah, and I wasn't really. I was like, man, I've been there, done that. You know, this isn't really.
That's like after you've just got done doing the radio show, going somewhere and saying, oh, you can go on the radio show and talk?
Yeah, do your thing, man.
It's your thing, man.
Do your act, man. Do your little
The
thing.
stars aligned for you.
Do your, you know, and she was like, you could definitely do this. I'm like,
No shit, really?
yeah, I've done it. You know, you're not telling me anything new.
You, my friend,
You've
have just
got it.
shocked the
You know?
shit out of me.
You've got it. You have got the ability.
You've got what it takes. You know, and I've never wanted to tell you this before.
Uh-huh.
But I think you do have the ability to make people laugh, maybe.
I do.
I think.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not exactly sure.
Man.
I mean, I can't be, 100% positive. So if you would have gotten up there and done it, you could have been more,
Shit.
More, yeah.
I couldn't have been any worse than anyone else who was up there.
We'll see.
You know? So, I probably would have just gotten up there and talked shit. You
Well,
know?
of course.
'Cause
What else
that's-
would you talk?
And it seemed like some people, that's just what they wanted to do. You know, like they weren't interested in telling jokes. They just wanted to get up there and just say fucked up shit.
Just say fucked up stuff so everybody could hear them.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like how
It was their big night.
they got the Chandlers of the world who just
Oh
want
my
to come on and
God,
talk.
I just saw a
by,
profile picture of him today.
by the way, what's he keep doing? He keeps sharing the fucking
I don't know.
the show that him and Little White were on.
Yeah, it's all over. Another profile picture of him, a share of that, and another. I was like,
he keeps doing it. He's
you know,
doing it all
He
weekend.
reminds me of that Sean guy that it was years and years and years ago. There was a show called Jericho that was on television.
Oh, I think I remember that show.
And they took it off the air, and he loved the show so much, he got so pissed that he convinced all these people to send in a bunch of peanuts to the show. And because he did get a lot of people to do it, so enough people sent these fucking peanuts. He may have done it himself, I don't know.
Right.
But that they put the show back on the air for one more season.
Wow.
And this has been at least, Jericho, what, 10 years ago at least almost?
That's old school shit. Yeah, that's
He
gotta
still
be.
rides on it.
Really?
Every fucking thing he talks about. He gets anything that has to do with television. Yeah, that's like that time I got everybody to send peanuts in for Jericho.
So that's like his big claim
Yeah.
to fame. So
Yeah, and everything,
shit, man.
Let's see. What's his name? Fucking David Letterman. David Letterman's retiring. I remember when I did that and put the peanuts in for Jericho. You're like, oh, what the fuck does that have to do with Jericho and your fucking peanut sending?
So this is like maybe this was we made Chandler's day. Maybe
I think you made his millennium.
I think we may have because
He may go to his death remembering you and loving you so much that he would have taken his sausage and put it anywhere you asked him to.
Yeah, that's what's scary.
And the problem is he did say he was bisexual.
Well, that's it. You know, I had a dream one time that he was.
You had a dream of him?
Yeah, I had this dream that he was actually out here, and I don't remember where the fuck we were, but he was like, "Hey, man," he was
Well-
like doing this, and I'm like, "What are you doing, man?" And he was like, "Oh, I was just checking out your head, man." And I'm like, "Dude, no."
I could tell you where you were.
Red Lobster.
Man, you are
I'm
fucking good.
We'll be right back, bitches.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution. More income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info? And get money. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. Or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt.
Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund, we have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Only on the Tough Love Show on J&J.FM.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass. With such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Back on the air with STIM Radio, the only man that plays himself more. Yeah, you know what I was going to say. Let's jump in.
More than who? Who are you about to say?
Tiger Woods.
More than Tiger Woods?
Yeah, plays with his balls.
Tiger? No,
Yeah,
what are you
that's
talking
what I'm
about?
gonna say.
He's got plenty of chicks to play with his own
Yeah,
balls.
he does. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard from him for a long time or anything about him, so.
Yeah, I think he can.
We actually got somebody here with us.
This is kind of funny, man. You know, this is how shit works
I don't
out
know
for
if
us.
the microphone's going to. You can loosen it up there on the side if you want and just kind of angle it up for yourself. Yeah. Turn it off until you get adjusted. But yeah, we actually were outside talking, doing our cigarette break that we usually do. At least I'm smoking.
And here comes Owen.
Owen
walking
shows
up
yeah.
and starts talking to us a little bit about what he's been doing.
Right, and it's totally cool. So we wanted to bring him on in and kind of talk about it a little bit here. So
You
welcome,
adjusted,
Owen.
man? You
thanks.
Ready to roll? All right. So what is it you do? There's a lot of shit you do, it looks like.
Yeah, so moved to Vegas back in 2004 with Zappos.com. And
Zappos, all right.
Yeah, so I've got a tech background, originally from Iowa, and my big thing is I want to change the world, make a biggest positive impact I can in my short lifetime. And so I, over the years, decided that technology is the best way to do that. So while working at
Nowadays,
Zappos, so I got into technology, started a web company here in town. I'm launching a coffee roasting company. It's in the same office here, just across the street from you guys.
Right.
And also working on some community organizing.
How long have you been over there, though? Just recently, or?
We've been there for about 6 months, I think.
6 months?
Oh,
All right.
okay. So relatively.
I've been here for only about, 8 now?
8?
Eight
So
months
not
in this-
so
in
about
this
as long as
spot,
you,
yeah.
almost,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, we used to do this up in Jones and Sahara for a long period of time. We just moved down to this location.
Cool.
So, and what was the other thing? There was you had something interesting that you did with the I don't know, it was the coffee company?
So yeah, so everything I'm doing, actually, I'm trying to orient towards some kind of social change. You know, my philosophy is that no matter what it is you do, who you are, you can make the thing that you do, what you're passionate about, become the change that you want to see in the world.
Okay.
So in the form of my web business, what we do is I'm using that as a platform to launch and deploy platforms for social change. And one of the programs we have is a hackathon for charities where we get nonprofit experts, tech experts in town to volunteer their time for nonprofits to build websites and apps for those charities. We've done that 2 years now, and the first year we raised $100,000 in free services.
Wow.
And last year we did it again and raised $200,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, pretty awesome achievement. And it's amazing that it really inspired me because it made me realize that without really putting any money into something, if you just have the time and the gumption and you kind of organize, you can make really big change happen in your community.
Well, that's funny. How old are you, man?
34.
34? Okay, so you're not as old as us yet where you get pessimistic. And
Yeah, you're
like,
not almost hitting that 50 like I am.
Or 40 like
40
me.
him.
You know, so you start becoming, very, fuck this.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to
kinda
change.
like, oh, crap.
You seem to be very optimistic.
But he is making a change, so that's the good thing.
Well, that's the thing. You seem to be very into what you're doing, which is great, and very happy with what's happening with it. So, where I don't know, man.
Well, see, I like getting involved in that sort of thing. So if there's anything I can do on our end here at the radio station, we'd be more than happy to help you out.
Yeah,
So
there is, absolutely. So once for example, for that Vegas Give Cam project, once we get rolling with that, just kind of every now and then just putting in a word to let people know, like, okay, now's the time for if you've got a nonprofit or someone who's got a nonprofit, they could definitely apply for this. If there's people who have nonprofits or charities they support in other states, not Vegas Give Camp, but other chapters of Give Camp happen in other states and cities.
Right.
And that's something that could be initiated. And,
good thing about us, we go around the world, so we
we're
can accomplish that.
We're global. So, this isn't something you just hear in Vegas. A lot of people are stuck in the Vegas, oh, yeah, everybody in Las Vegas hears you. No, not just everybody in Las Vegas. People in other countries, man, in Spain and, China.
You're going to name them all? What about Bangladesh?
Oh, man, how could I forget Bangladesh?
See, Bangladesh.
Oh, man.
Yeah. China. We're big in China for some reason.
Bangladesh is interesting because there's this really awesome guy who won a Nobel Peace Prize from there. His name is Muhammad Yunus, and he started this thing called Yunus Social Business Model.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's sort of like a charity, but it's almost better because when someone wants to invest $1 towards what their social program is, they actually function as a business. So all of their services they don't do for free. People pay for their services. So, for example, in India, they set up an eye clinic. All the poor people who want to get those services, they still pay. It's a small amount, but they still pay for those services. So actually the programs themselves, build and continue are financially sustainable. So $1 in actually gets recycled.
Back around.
It turns into the value of $100 over time.
Wow.
Great business plan. Works, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I guess you got to have, not everybody can do that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mean start a business like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to have the drive, and you got to have the ability.
Well,
and know
yeah,
what
having
you're
your own
doing.
business obviously takes the drive to do, but I mean, as long as you've got that, and you've got the idea, and you can.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I see it is, no matter who you are, the way that you can get things done is, it doesn't matter who you are. You can say, okay, in order to set up some kind of energy in my community or my city, I'm going to need a certain recipe of components. I'm going to need some funding from someplace. I'm going to need people with skill sets that I don't have. I'm going to need to have some kind of a cause or some kind of movement or some kind of result or goal that I'm trying to achieve. And then you're going to need people who are like-minded like you, who are going to have just time that they want to invest in making this thing
They got to be the
happen.
mortar to keep those bricks together.
Yeah, well, you've got to have a core organizing team. And then what you do is, on that core organizing team, you work with that sort of mastermind of people to think, okay, how can we assemble all these different components and pieces of this puzzle to make this thing happen, to turn it into a movement, to turn it into a nonprofit or project.
Well, you just ran into a piece that may help you out. I'll do whatever I can.
How did you even end up out here, man? What was going on? You just saw us come out, and
I think I saw you go by earlier.
I was actually walking to Skinny Fats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You're first walking over, I thought you were someone coming in for one of the shows. It's like, oh, he must be coming for the show. That I saw you go on down. I thought, well, no, he's going over to Skinny Fats.
Well, it was funny when I was walking by. I saw the light. And I've done some studio photography, so I thought, okay, they've got some kind of operation
going on in there.
But then when I saw the sign on the outside, I'm like, wait, there's two things going on in here.
Radio or video or something.
Yeah, something's happening in there.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we keep it in the back area. That whole part up there is going to be put into like a.
Jerkman likes it in the back area.
Really? That's where you're going to go with this one?
Yeah.
But we have it actually
take it there.
right out here. We actually have a we're gonna be doing a podcasting studio with like green screen stuff like that. This is just the live area of it. So
yeah, that's awesome. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you guys.
Sure.
That I'd mentioned outside, which was related to sort of my larger vision for how we can make Las Vegas an amazing place. And the way I like to pitch it is to say I want to turn Las Vegas into a more thriving and sustainable city, which sounds kind of crazy for Sin City, but my vision of doing that is to push and improve communication and education as much as I can. I think
we desperately need that.
Yeah. Vegas, not just Vegas, Nevada as a state.
Exactly. Well, everywhere in the world, communication, education, to me, are the core of every single human institution. And if you want to make something better, if you want to improve it, you want to empower people, then empowering them to communicate better and to educate themselves better, to me, is the key. And in Las Vegas, I think one of the best ways for us to be able to do that is, one, leveraging technology, and then two, focusing on how we can improve schools. And I've found an amazing program here in town called Green Our Planet, which has built 60 school gardens in the last 2 years here in town.
I've heard of them.
And their model is very interesting. They get corporations to partner for the funding side. This is actually a little bit similar to that model I was saying for community organizing.
Right.
Yeah. So they get the funding from corporations that partner with schools, and then they partner with a professional garden farm program, which has then the skill sets to build and maintain gardens.
You know what would be good though is you get the kids involved. You know, shit. I remember when I was in 4th grade, and we actually planted spruce trees at the school.
I think I did too when I was younger. Yeah,
well, that was cool, man, because you really felt like you were doing something.
Yeah, you wanted your tree to grow. You were like, wow, by the time I get at a certain age.
Oh, and you know what? It was funny because I remember, let's see, that was 4th grade. So by my 5th grade year, by the end of my 5th grade year, I remember somebody was like, look how big your tree got. And I'm just like, wow, man, we planted those. So, you know, I think it's essential to involve the kids too, because now well,
I believe they do, don't they?
That's actually the core of it. Is that,
oh, good.
Yeah. So these gardens are not, and that's actually it's interesting you say that though, because they're traditionally, when people say, oh, let's build a garden for a school, it sometimes becomes just this aesthetic ornament that nobody really uses.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like landscaping. But the way that these gardens function in the schools is actually as a learning lab, like a science laboratory outside that the kids are hands-on and working with.
Right.
And what they've done too is they've worked with over 10 different teachers in the school district to create a kindergarten through 5th grade curriculum wholly based around the garden in the schools.
Wow.
So what that does is it makes it so every single subject is actually integrated into this garden hands-on experience.
Oh, that's cool.
It keeps them interested.
It's amazing, and it leads up to 5th grade where they learn about food justice, and they run a farmers market, so they learn about business and economics and connect.
There's some things.
See, that's what kids should be learning, man.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
Get them out of the Common Core crap and get them into doing some real stuff.
Move them on to stuff that's really going to help them later on in life.
Yeah,
that's because I think that's a lot of what's missing from the curriculum is real life, man. That's real life. Gardens, planting, food, science, all those are the building blocks.
Yeah. It also means that you're going to see a significant jump in test scores too. They've done this in Texas, and they showed that as long as the teachers had proper training, test scores would go from 15 to 35% increase from where they were before the garden, before the teaching in the garden.
Damn, that's cool.
Hey, that's what children. I mean, you have to keep their mind active, and if you're going to do something like that, keep it, like you said, keep it integrated. That they're going to keep going and learning with it, and learning to get hands-on with it, and then learn what to also do with it when it's done.
Exactly.
Keep that mind growing.
Yeah, and that leads me into then this larger vision I have for Las Vegas, which is
even a larger one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is to then use this energy of school gardens, use how this is a model for in changing and reinvigorating education, and actually think about that and how we can use urban agriculture as a solution to reinvigorate an entire city. And the reason why it's such an interesting model, as opposed to anything else that you can actually physically do, when you create a garden, you're creating a green space, you're creating food, you're creating an economy, an opportunity for jobs, you're creating business and value. And then you're also localizing the economy and creating environmental sustainability.
And it's one of the things, if you sit and look at most of the stuff they're complaining about on news and anything that's going on, is exactly what you're talking about. So if you can take that, make it run, and actually work, you've got a winner. Bottom line.
Do you think, here's what I think, though. You may have some jack-offs that want things to be the way it's always been.
Well, yeah, they're the
and
ones
they're going to fight you.
Now you're talking about the corporations that have already made their money and don't want things to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We're going to take away our cash supply.
But that's the whole thing. Once you get enough people together and say, "Hey, look, this is the way it's going to be, whether you like it or not," how did they get in power? They got the same thing.
Yeah,
true.
No matter what, the large corporations have to be subservient to what the popular culture demands.
Yeah.
So for right now you'll see, for example, even in Walmart, you'll find things that are labeled non-GMO.
Right.
So or you look at McDonald's and they're starting to move
Change their
towards
menus and stuff,
wholesome
right?
food.
I was just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
The Carl's Jr., the the whole, what's it called?
It's the
all
natural
burger.
And it's kind of funny. They got this girl with really big freaking boobs walking by. They're jiggling everywhere. And you think about it. The distraction is the boobs, but the real meaning behind all that is we've been feeding you crap all this time. Now we're going to finally give you something you actually need and wanted, and you should have been eating in the first place.
Well, that's I think it's cool, man. I mean, I don't mean to be the pessimistic guy, but
he's always that way. He's always
just
pissy.
me. That's just me. I'm just
he's always got
that
a
dude.
problem.
Right.
No, but I'm saying this is a great idea. I would hate to see it get slammed because of somebody who wants things.
Well, like you said, they've went from one year to the next. They've grown. So that's a good sign that it's going to keep snowballing into something bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's kind of sick of it. Everybody does want that change.
Yeah.
It just takes one person or a couple people to go out and actually make that change.
Well, and what is the change? A lot of times you say you want change, but what is it?
Well, and
I don't know.
exactly what Owen's doing here. That's one of the changes that's desperately needed.
Well, it's good, man.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what we talk about all the time on the radio here. We talk about it on some of the other shows. Change is what needs to be done. The problem is it can't be done unless someone steps up to start the thing to do it in the first place.
Right. Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people that set back. We talk about it all the time. We have a lot of other shows that go and talk about it. But we're doing our part by letting people know what goes on in your area, what needs to be changed. And you just need those people to go out and actually say, "Hey, look, you're right. This is what someone's got to do it," and they do it.
That's exactly it. That's education, communication at the core. Is all of this is about, like you just said, activating people so that they can become agents for change in their own cities where they live.
Exactly right.
And it's about moving people from. There's sort of three different factors I like to talk about. One is whether you believe that you can change the world,
right?
Whether you know how you would go about doing that, and then whether you're actually taking action on it,
right?
And that's it.
And everybody falls somewhere on that spectrum, from not believing you can, not knowing how, not doing anything, to believing you can, knowing how, and doing it.
And it's kind of a snowball effect too. Like you said, first it's then they think they can't, or they wanted to at one time. Then they say, "Oh, but I don't know how." So screw it. We can't change the world.
Well, and that's why they use a lot of media for stuff like that.
Yeah.
They will use that as the firing stick, or whatever you want to call it, just to get flames started under some people that will come up with an idea and say, "Hey, look, I've heard enough of this. I can make a change." They figure out how to do it. They go out and do it. Bottom line, I mean, you wouldn't have so many Rush Limbaugh listeners, or even for that matter, one of your favorite buddies there. What's his name?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern.
Oh yeah.
Right. He's got followers. I mean, look at the big Baba Booey thing forever. Just Baba Booey. Yeah. Fucking stupid.
Right.
But they did it anyhow. You set certain people with the mindset, and they will go ahead and accomplish it.
Yeah. You're right. It just takes somebody to plant that seed.
Exactly right.
And
someone to do it. Because if you don't have anybody doing it, that seed it's never going to grow.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you can talk about it all day, but you know, shit.
And it takes, like you said, it takes the know-how, and it takes that person to know, like you said, to get that group together, get that foundation started, figure out which way you want to take it. And some people always know that change is needed, but not have any clue ever how to start that first step.
Well, that's it. It's the not knowing how to get to the first step.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of society's problem is, that they don't have any idea what that first step should be.
Yeah,
they want the change, but they don't know how to make the change.
Yeah, and sometimes it just takes having someone to be a visionary. And being a visionary doesn't mean that you're somehow extraordinary. It just means that you see the different parts that are needed to make something possible.
Right.
And then you see the roadmap and you can articulate it. And now suddenly people have the drawing, and they can start filling in the coloring in the picture.
Most people don't know that, but the definition of genius is actually somebody that can pull an idea together and have other people believe and follow it. They believe that a genius, and seriously, that's what the first definition of a genius is.
I was gonna say, hey, I do that all the time.
Wow, really? So you're trying to tell us you're a genius?
Yeah, I told you the other day, man. You know, I shit all the time. A lot of music out there that's shit. A lot of people are making
And you're a
shit.
genius.
See? Told you.
It's all subjective.
Yeah, it's all subjective geniusness there.
Yeah.
So, but
and you know, it's just about belief. You know, believe you're a genius,
Yeah.
and then find out
You
how,
are.
and then do it.
Wow. Well, Owen, thanks for coming on, man.
Totally cool.
And we'll have you back again, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm GJ. I'm going to go the hell home, Jerkman.
And that's the story there, bitches. See ya.